All right, TikTok. You click this because you want to watch some TikTok tutorials. So today, what I got in store for you, it's pretty cool. In terms of TikTok, I want to actually show you how to get some great results. And here's some. I'll just kind of show you what we're doing in a couple different accounts. Now, to be honest, this isn't all TikTok stuff. In fact, TikTok's only a part of a marketing strategy that I think you should be setting up. But TikTok is good for some things, which I want to go over. And I think it's great for certain strategies and certain maybe e-commerce brands. It really depends. But this is one inside a ClickFunnels account that we've used TikTok ads before. This is this month, and it's like the 10th. What is it? The 15th? No, it's the 15th. Halfway through the month, so clearly, yeah, we're scaling this. Each month it's gotten better. This is actually primarily Magix is with a Facebook account, different company, one mission. Really cool company. If you ever buy a supplement, 84,000 spent, 240 brought in. Then another company, we actually got a subscription base. This month you can see earnings per day, discounted, refunded, all that kind of good stuff. This is the total though. So, and with each one of these TikToks is a part of it. It is not the whole, to be honest. To be honest with you, if you're watching this thinking TikTok's the best thing in the world, there's certain things I'll mention it's really good for. Other things I like other traffic sources for. And I think you should be diversified and definitely not dependent on TikTok because of some of the things that TikTok does. So, brief overview, what I'm going to be going over. Setup, registration strategy, how I would kind of look at it when it comes to what offers, the targeting, the creative optimization, and a bonus strategy. So, getting into it, the setup. The setup now is actually a lot simpler than it used to be. I'll put a link in the description if you need to sign up, but you're pretty much going to sign up. And then if you do have a business registration ID and all those things, you're going to input those. That way you can get access to it. So we'll go through an actual walkthrough in a minute. I kind of want to go over what strategy I think works best with TikTok. So there's a couple of strategies. One, I think if you are doing, see if I can grab my whiteboard. If you're doing e-com and very, very low ticket impulse buys, I think it can work for you there. You're just sending people to an e-com site that then they can check out. So very, very simple. I think if you are doing email marketing, so if you want to collect emails for super, super cheap, emails, super cheap. So some affiliate offers will work. I see a lot of the dating and the fitness space on there. So if you have something that works into a broad demographic, something that works in a broad demographic will work pretty well on TikTok, just because of how cheap it is. And kind of the targeting options, they don't give you a ton to go off of. So if you have something that's in like the make money online niche, the weight loss niche, or the relationship space, or any other evergreen niches that's very, very broad, as long as it's broad, I think you can do well on TikTok. What I will say with the strategy, at least how I view TikTok, for conversions, it takes a while to get it going to where it's like Facebook or Google, to where it gets you like purchases really, really well. It can do that, but there's like a 3-step process to it, which we'll get into later. But what I personally like to use TikTok for, one is email. I do like getting emails and leads. So I'm just going to scratch that and put leads. Just put it now. Two, a super, super cool way to think of TikTok. If you look at this, I want to show you the way I like to use it. Is it this one? No, that's the one I could create. So in this campaign, I want to show you the CPC was 1 cent. And in reality, if you actually do the math here, we'd had 100 for $433 in this ad group. We had 58,914 clicks. If you do the math on that, so let's do 433 divided by 58,914 equals. So I don't know if you can see that. It's 0.007. So that means it's not even a full penny per click. And at one point that was even down to 1/10 of a penny per click. What does that mean? So how I would use TikTok, and how, at least for bigger, higher end ticket offers, I would use it as an advanced retargeting tool, meaning I get super, super cold traffic sent to a page that then I retarget everywhere to actually sell the product. Because I can get incredibly, incredibly cheap clicks. In fact, that's the cheapest clicks I've ever seen. You can get some for 1/10 of a penny on there, which is just crazy cheap. And so if you can get traffic that cheap and then retarget them to get them to buy, that is a pretty good strategy, and that's what I've seen work for us at least. So the conversion doesn't happen off of the first TikTok ad they see. It happens off of the retargeting, but the very first thing they saw was a TikTok ad because that was our first interaction. So that's one way I personally am using TikTok right now. Not so much for conversion on the front end, especially for anything that's over $50. It's a bit, I haven't seen any strategy work super well for that. So that's what I'm using it for. In terms of strategy, just kind of talked about that. That's how I would use it for most offers, which again, it works super well because you're getting traffic that in your ad, you want to make sure that your ad calls out directly to a specific problem. That way the only clicks you're getting are people that have that problem. So you do have to make sure your ad's not very broad, like it's very targeted in the fact that the only people that should click it are people that have this problem or have that want. So make sure of that. But then if you have that in place, you're getting only clicks to a site that you can pixel with dozens of pixels to retarget everywhere else, that then you're able to actually sell on the back end. Next, targeting. Again, I'm trying to make this simple for you guys so you can go out there and take action. When I build this, you'll see, but targeting is real simple in most cases for me. I do very broad. I might choose one of the 44 like different interest targetings, but I haven't seen it work any better than going broad in the country that I want to go. In terms of the creative, again, for me, for the strategy I'm talking about right now, you want a creative that is directly calling out to a problem or a desire. That way, like, and it's direct. Like, there is no, this is cool, I just want to see it. Unless you're going the e-com route. If it's cool, then yeah, you obviously want that. But if you're going pretty much anything else, very, if you want this, then click. If you have this problem, then click to learn more. Very direct response. All right, because we don't want a lot of clicks. Because if we're using this as an extreme retargeting tool, essentially, and you can use it as retargeting as well, just like you could on other platforms. But when I say retargeting, I mean you get cold traffic and then you retarget everywhere else. Because everywhere else, for 58,000 clicks for $400, like that's just a ton of people to be put into a retargeting bucket. If I spent 1,000, I can get 100,000 people in there, which is nuts. Optimization, 3 steps. This is something that actually is super valuable for a lot of people that they haven't done this. But when you're doing TikTok, what you'll notice is that if you do conversions right out the gate, you won't get great results. And that's because you really have to optimize for an earlier step. So in Facebook, I used to hear people doing this, but it always just worked to go straight for the purchase, and it worked better for me. On TikTok, it's not the case. On TikTok, you want to build a campaign that first is optimizing for, let's say, just landing page views. I was going to put clicks, but we'll just cancel that. We're going to grab landing page views. Then once you get around 100 of those, 100 to 1,000, you will duplicate the campaign, and you're going to go for the next step. So if you're doing e-com, it could be an add to cart. If you're doing, let's say, a higher ticket product or some sort of affiliate product, it could be lead. So then you optimize for leads. Boom. Then, next step, bang, you're going to duplicate after you get 100 to 1,000 of those, and you're going to optimize for the next step of the funnel. So that could be add to cart, that could be initiate checkout, that could be purchase, whatever that is. So you do that for every step to get enough data. That way it spends your money. Because what a lot of people have been texting me, emailing me, asking is like, how do I get my ads to spend money? They won't spend money. And that could be because you're setting up for a conversion like a purchase, and then you're bidding, let's say your bid, because you have to set up a bid when you go in there, you're bidding, I don't know, like $10. Let's just say you want $10 to get a purchaser. But you have no data in the account, so it's not going to spend your money because it doesn't have enough learning. It hasn't learned how to get you a purchaser for $10. So because it doesn't think it can do it, it just won't. So what you could do is say, okay, and I know this is a crazy amount to spend, but it's okay because it's going to get it lower, but it's going to start getting the ball rolling and get data. You're going to say when you build your first campaign, okay, I want a landing page view for $10. That's my bid. All right, just a landing page view. Then get 100 of those. That should happen in a day. Go right to the next step. Make sure you can get enough of the next following step. Optimize for that, and then go forth to the next step and so on. Hopefully that makes sense. Anybody that's done a lot of Google media buying knows it's similar in Google. With this, it's definitely slightly different, but in Google you rely heavily on a bid as well. All right, what's next? Creative optimization, bonus strategy. Oh yeah, so bonus. Kind of want to talk about. I want to make this quick that way you guys can get on and build on this stuff. But bonus, I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear if you're on this video for TikTok ads. I don't think TikTok is the next big thing. Like, look, I'm using it, and I've seen some good results with it. But there's just some problems with TikTok that I've had. One, like those things I just talked about. Two, it takes me like 5 submissions just to get one ad approved. Like, just to get this approved, I submitted all of these, and like there's all of these that just aren't getting approved. And even if it's a good product, even if it's a great one, it's just not killing it for me. Again, it is good, and I want to use it for the extreme retargeting, but I just don't. I see a lot of problems with it, especially if you're in the U.S. You know that it could be possibly banned in the next little bit. But another strategy that I also think is really good for TikTok is if you do have app installs. It's worked really, really well. If you have games, paid games, if you're doing anything for apps, it's working really well because of the demographic that you can target on that and people that download apps. It is kind of the perfect mesh for anybody that's doing apps. And I'd say e-commerce is pretty good too. But any other offers, you really got to think of the strategy behind what you're doing and understand that marketing will play more of a role than just advertising on one platform. If you're only on one platform, like, you're going to be in a dangerous spot because there's a lot of things that can happen on any platform. Whether that's your account gets shut down, whether it's you can't get stuff approved, it's just a lot smarter to be multifaceted as a marketer and with your marketing for your company. So that's kind of the overview of everything. This is more of an advanced thought process behind it. I have another video that walks you through like actually building a campaign, the tech stuff. You can go on that one. I have another one that's for installing the TikTok pixel and setting up events and how to check that, and how to use it with Google Tag Manager, which I recommend for most things, especially unless Shopify is about the only one you wouldn't use Google Tag Manager for. Everything else I think you should. And yeah, so if you guys have anything else, if you have any questions, you can always comment. I'm pretty good at answering. I might take a little while, but I do eventually answer them. I was going to see if no, I'm not going to say that this time. I'll do that. I'll do that another one. All right, but anyway, hope that helps. It's fun moving my face around. But yeah, it's more of, again, think of how you're going to market, not just use an ad platform. Big difference. And if you market, another thing we probably should make a video about, because a lot of people are using it for Shopify and e-commerce products and drop shipping. Man, you're going to have trouble if you don't have a good business model, if you're not thinking long-term about the customer, if you're not using marketing. Like, if you're just using the ads, it's going to be a slim profit margin, slim profits, and it's not going to last long. But if you actually think about marketing, you can make a lot more. If you understand that all of these advertising platforms, if you understand this, every single advertising platform is not a money-making machine. It's not meant to put in $1 and get you 2 back. Now, that's how a lot of people do it, and that's how, in my ad account, it works. But what you need to realize at scale in order to get really big, it's all these channels is an acquisition system. So all it's meant to do is you're going to put money in and you're going to get a new customer. Now, once you have a customer, it's your business's job to profit with your marketing on the back end. So that's why selling them other products, by getting them into affiliate offers, by getting them into more of what you have, by getting them into a subscription model, to getting them reorders. Again, anything you can do, increasing the average order value. You got to do all of those things as a business. Understanding email marketing, text marketing, SMS, all that kind of stuff, especially if you're Shopify, especially if you're an e-com. SMS is huge right now. So if you're not utilizing SMS on your site right now, man, you could be killing it right now. Look up this. If you're doing like e-com stuff, look up Postscripts and see what it could do for Shopify for you. Because imagine sending people to your page and most of them do not check out, but they get this amazing bubble that pops up that all of a sudden grabs their text information, right? And they can text you for some amazing discount or some X or something that's really, really good to get on your list for XYZ. Make sure it's a good offer. And then boom, you have their text, and automatically when you text people, you get so much sales out of text. There's so much so much room for SMS marketing right now. So anyway, hope that helps. That was kind of the bonus. If you want to think about long term, if you want to make a lot of money, you got to think back end, not front end. Front end is the easy part. Back end is where you make the money.